Welcome to Your Wish Fulfilled. This is your wonderful space to come into the feeling that you've already attained that which you desire right now. And from that space, create the beautiful life that you desire from your heart. Releasing all the stress and worries and enjoying the wonderful journey of life. Today, we're diving into something extremely important in our manifestation journey, and that is letting go of negative feelings and thoughts about the things that we want. Because you might have experienced this. You know what you want, you've written it down, you might have a vision board, a vision movie. Just think about something that you'd like to manifest right now. And as you hold this in your mind and heart, just imagine having whatever you want in your life, all the things that you've been desiring. Just bring that into your awareness. And notice if there's any negative feelings about those things, or any negative thoughts, or any limiting beliefs. Oftentimes we may say things like, I'd like to have, this amount of money, or I'd like to have this experience, or move to this place, or do this thing, or have this work, or upgrade my health, or whatever it is, or have a deeper spiritual connection. And then underneath that, there is a feeling it's not possible, I don't deserve it. It might not be a thought, you might not be thinking about these things logically, but there's something that comes up, a counterforce against it. And if we don't deal with that counterforce, what we're actually experiencing is the counterforce. So that means that we might think we are moving closer to manifesting what we want, but in fact we're actually reinforcing the lack and limitation that we already have in our subconscious mind. And I feel this is the main reason why so many people don't manifest what they want and end up stuck or manifesting things that they'd rather not have. Because the foundational undercurrent energy is the thing that is driving us. Like for example, you might feel depressed. You might have a really bad day, right? And you can think, I'm happy. But you're not, right? I've experienced all kinds of situations where fundamentally I'm not feeling good, and I can try and talk myself out of it, but it's still, the foundational feeling is still there. And so if we're trying to manifest something, but we have this undercurrent energy, then we're actually not really making progress. Let's say half the energy is, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve it, and the other half is, I do deserve it, it's going to be great. They kind of balance themselves out, and the end result is no change. Or it might be a little bit movement forward and then a few steps backward, 3 steps forward, 5 steps backward, 5 steps forward, 3 steps backward, 10 steps backward, 7 steps forward, and that's not really a very enjoyable way of going about things, is it? Let's be honest. And so what we need to do is clear out these undercurrent feelings. And I'll share a simple method that I personally use, and this comes from the Sedona method. It's a great book, by the way, on letting go. And I recommend you get a pen and paper so that you can do this properly, because you'll get much more benefit if you take the time to do this. We're going to do it now together in a session right here, and you can also do this afterwards. And I recommend doing this as much as you need to, because once you clear that stuff out, then all of a sudden miracles start happening in your life. For example, I remember when I first applied some version of this practice, it wasn't this version, it was a simpler version, but it's the same thing. I just moved to Hawaii, and I didn't know what I was doing in terms of my business. I didn't have any business experience, and I just taken on this big house to rent, right? And somehow I managed to have enough money to get the house and pay the bills, but that 1 month, it looked like there was just no money in my bank account. I couldn't even buy food, actually. People had to drop off, like, from the farmer's market, the extra stuff. I'm like, here you go, we'll give you these, these vegetables, because they're going to go to waste. I think I was living on mate tea and some honey. We had a big tub of honey from the local beekeeper, these massive tubs. And so I went to the beach, and I was like, if I don't pay my bills, I'll get kicked out of my house. Or what am I going to do, I went to Secrets Beach on the North Shore of Kauai. It's a beautiful place. And walked down there and went to the left of the beach. And I just sat there on these rocks. And genuinely, I let go. So I was thinking, I would like to have the money I need to pay my bills and not get kicked out of my house. So I held that awareness, and on a deeper level, what I was doing is I was surrendering the need for that to happen. I was tuning into the below the surface needs around that desire, right? So the desire was to be able to pay my rent and stay in my house, right? And to have a beautiful place to create from. That was my desire. But behind that, why did I want that, right? Why do you want the things you want? Why do we want anything? Oh, I want more money. I want a better car. I want a better house. I want more blah, blah, blah. Why do we want it? Behind the desire is a deeper desire, which is wanting control, wanting security, and wanting approval. These are the main desires. And there are other ones. But if you tune into something that you want, behind it, you'll probably find that you want security. For example, money. What does money do? It gives us security, physically. It also gives us some level of control. It might give us approval, actually. That's why money's so charged, because it has all these wants inside of it. If you want someone to love you and like you, why are we doing that? Because we want approval. We want security. So if you go deeper, there's these deeper things behind it, right? We're trying to get our deeper needs met through the desires that we have. So I went to the beach, and I was like, okay, I would love to pay my bills and stay in my house and live in Kauai. It's wonderful, wonderful. And I am surrendered to the highest good for all. And what I was doing, I wasn't doing this particular practice, but on a deeper level, I was already doing this practice. I was surrendering any need for control, right? I'm surrendered to the highest good for all means I'm offering up my life to whatever is the highest good for all. So I'm releasing control. I have to have it my way. If it's the highest good for me to leave the house, then that's fair enough. I'm releasing security, that this situation is going to be the only way I can feel secure. And I'm not sure I was really that worried about approval. I think maybe on some level the approval was there, but the main thing was control and security. And so I just sat there and I just let go of trying to control it, of trying to find my security in that situation. I came to the realization that ultimately, if I did get kicked out of my house, I wouldn't die. if worst came to worst, I could sleep on the beach. I'm sure I'd figure something out. It's not the end of my life. And also, on a deeper level, I'm a spiritual being, and there's no end to consciousness. So I just totally released all these feelings behind the desire. And I let go, let go, let go, until I finally felt peace. Genuinely peace about the situation. And I think there was also approval, like even letting down the rent people, the landlords and the company. They would obviously disapprove of not having the rent paid. So I was like, if it comes to it, I'm okay to let the whole thing go, and I'm okay. I really felt okay. I'm surrendered to the highest good of all. I'm releasing control, want for security, want for approval, and I feel completely relaxed. So, in other words, what I was doing is I was feeling the feeling of peace and contentment that I thought paying the rent would give me. And I left the beach. It's a long walk up this quite steep hill back to the top of the car park from Secrets Beach. And I genuinely was okay with it. I was like, I have no idea how the money's going to get here. But fundamentally, I feel at peace with myself. And I feel I have what I need internally. And I had like 2 days to get the money to pay the bills. I think this was like the 29th or something of the month. And somehow, I don't even remember how it happened at this point. It's a long time ago. But somehow money appeared exactly. I think I was late. I think I might have been like 4 days late or something to pay the rent. And I had to go in and give them cash. And they didn't like it. But the rent was paid. And I've never had that problem ever again, thank goodness. It made me realize I need to sort out my money situation as well. But on a deeper level, it taught me this lesson to find that security in myself. I've had the same experience with relationships, wanting, how it is in relationships. Sometimes you want a certain person to do something or not do something or whatever, just to completely let it go. And then all of a sudden the whole thing changes. It's miraculous, People have had similar experience with health problems. They're trying to control it, trying to get security, trying to force everything, and they just let go, and then miraculous healings happen. So we need to get to this deeper stuff that's actually blocking what we want. And we do that by finding our needs on a deeper level and releasing, letting go of those negative feelings. Because remember, all of us have a golden pot of bubbling joy inside of our heart. Like you are a golden pot of bubbling joy. That's actually what you're made of. You're a spiritual being with infinite joy and peace, love and bliss. So anything else is all extra moving clouds through the universe of our experience in this great game of life. Transient emotions, but underneath it is all the good feelings that we actually already have, and we want them because we have them, we've forgotten about them, and we think we're going to get them through getting stuff or getting situations or having whatever it is. But really, we already have it inside. And of course we know this intellectually, but until we experience it, we are always going to be held back on some level or stressed out on some level. So here's the process that you can do that is extremely efficient and effective, and it does require a little bit of courage to face your feelings temporarily, and it works for pretty much anything. I teach this to my people who are learning how to make sales or get clients or make more money, and I tell them to think about what they want, the money they want to make, or the sales they want to make, or whatever it is, because people are signing up for coaching packages and selling stuff and selling products and services because I help people become spiritual life coaches, create courses, books, and all the rest of it. And it can bring up a lot of feelings of inadequacy and trying to force people to do things and wanting to make a sale and wanting to make more sales and whatever, right? It's all this weird stuff comes up when we try and get our work out there and get paid for it. And so I told someone this recently, just instead of trying to make someone buy something, if you're talking to someone, just completely release it. So you hold the vision, I want to make money, I want to make this sale, just totally let it go. Let it go of control, because you can't control anyone else. Let go of security, because you're already secure, you don't need the money. Even though we do need money, we don't really need anything because we're spiritual beings. Worst comes to worst, we'll be all right. And let go of approval, wanting people to like us and approve of us or whatever we're selling or doing. And from not making sales, this person started making sales easily because the vibration was different. But he was coming from a place of genuine care and giving and wanting to serve, rather than what can I get? And people feel that, if someone's trying to get something, we can all feel it, right? Buy my stuff. No one wants to, do you know what I mean? You can feel it. But if someone's like, I don't need anything, but I'm here to help you if you would like this thing, if it would bring you joy, if it would make your life better, then you're welcome, right? But there's no force in there. Feel the difference? So we want to be able to clear out all this internal crap that we have, all this baggage that's preventing us from being our full selves, feeling good, and it's also blocking everything else. So here's the process, all right? Get a pen and paper and write down exactly what you want to manifest, one at a time. So for example, I would like to have this amount of money, I'd like to have this experience, I want to have this weight. This same thing works with weight loss. I want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Right? I haven't been able to for 10 years, 5 years, 3 years. Right? Because the stress stresses out our body. And also it causes all this resistance to doing whatever's needed. And if we feel stressed out, then we end up eating the wrong foods, right? Can you see how this is all connected, all these negative feelings? Maybe you want to go and travel somewhere, have a business, do this thing, finish this project, right? And there's so much stress around it that it's really difficult to do anything. And then when you think about it, it just brings up all this energy. So there's all that stuff has to be cleared. So you write down everything that you want and have a big gap underneath each one. Right? And you can do this now, or you can pause it, or you can do it later. We're just going to do one thing now. I'll share how it works and we'll do it together. So then we hold the vision and the feeling of what it is that we want. And we notice what else is coming up. Right? Is it grief? Is it stress? Is it I can't do it? Is it, what is really going on here underneath that's actually preventing it from happening? So just think of something that you'd like to manifest or like to create in your life. Just hold it in mind. And notice what else is coming up, and you can write it down if you notice it. It could be a feeling in your body, it could be a certain thought, a certain belief, just whatever it is, write it down. If there's nothing but peace, by the way, then you're good to go and you don't have to do anything else. You might want to go on to another one. If you just feel very relaxed and at peace and successful and fulfilled, there's no work to do. So good for you. Just hold the feeling and that's it, right? And then get on with your life and let it go. But if there is anything, then we need to look at that. So have a look at those things, and behind them is normally wanting control, wanting security, and wanting approval. That's the real energy, the want behind it. And as long as that's there, then that energy is blocking your manifestation. It's going to stop you doing the stuff that you want to do, or it's going to make it much harder. So what you do is you notice the thing that is blocking you, the feeling, the desire, the want, the craving behind it. And here's the process. So just notice whatever you're feeling. Are you willing to welcome that want, that desire, that feeling into your being right now? So instead of resisting the want for security or approval or control or whatever it is, are you willing just to welcome that feeling? Are you willing to welcome whatever negative thoughts, whatever feelings in your body, all that stuff that is there? Can you just welcome it into your being? Just like you're welcoming something into your house, like a person into your house. Just welcome and have it sit down in front of you and say, welcome, 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 welcome. And just breathe into it. So no need to run, just breathe and welcome. I welcome this feeling of wanting security. I want whatever I want, just welcome it, feel it, allow it. Just allow it to be there and breathe into it. How does that feel? This is the deep work, right? Feeling our feelings, acknowledging what's going on, welcoming it. Because when you welcome something, you are no longer a victim. You're no longer running around. You're no longer suppressing and repressing and denying reality, right? You are bigger than it. If you can welcome something, you're in a place of grace just by welcoming it, right? You're not being oppressed by it. You're choosing to welcome it, right? Just like if you can welcome someone into your house and make them tea, give them cookies and cake, you're in a position of power to be able to do that. You're not being forced into it. You're choosing to welcome and be graceful. So you welcome it and you just sit with it and breathe into it. That's really important. I think that's half the work. And then once you've welcomed it, you'll no doubt feel better, because the energy of suppression and repression and escapism and resistance stops being there when you welcome something. And all that energy is very disturbing, right? Because you give up resistance, stress, worries. I'm welcoming it. Just come here, it's okay. Give it to me, it's all right, I can feel it. And you just breathe into it. And then you ask, could I let this go? Now, keep in mind that oftentimes we think these feelings are stuck, like that they're somehow come and they're stuck to us and there's nothing we can do about them. But they're not stuck. They're things that are passing through. Imagine someone gave you a statue, for example, right? A little, like a miniaturish statue that you can move around, and you don't like it, right? But you're like, okay, fine, I'll welcome it in, and it sits there on the table. And you're like, all right, well, welcome. And you just sit there and you just welcome it into your house. Right? And then could you let it go? In other words, could you pick it up and take it out of the house? Give it to someone else, put it in the trash? Could you do it? Is it possible? Because these feelings, we actually are holding on to them. What we have to remember on a deeper level is the ego part of us, which is not our true self, is addicted to juicing suffering and being a victim. It loves it, loves it, loves it, loves it. So we're often actually saying to ourselves, I like it. We're not saying this consciously, this is in the background. I could let it go, but I don't want to because I'm getting so much out of it. There's some people who they're always complaining, they're always, saying it's someone else's fault, blaming everyone else. They get so much sympathy, they get so much out of it. They get, we get so much, the ego gets so much out of being a victim and blaming everyone else and holding on to things and holding on to grudges and being right, that we don't want to give it up, right? So if we want to manifest what we want and have more grace, we need to acknowledge that we're holding on and then just ask the question, could I let this go? If you don't want to ask, could I let this go? You could say, could I hold on to this? Because it's the same thing. What we're doing is putting the control back where it really lives, which is with you. Because a lot of people have this inbuilt assumption that they can't let things go for some reason, right? Because we don't realize how much power we have. So you can turn it around and say, could I hold on to this thing? So imagine someone gives you a statue. I don't like it. I'm resisting. And then you say, okay, I'll welcome it. Okay, fine. There it is. Could I hold on to this statue and keep it in the house? You're like, okay, yeah, great. All right. Then could you let it go? Just think, could you let it go? You're not actually letting it go. Is it possible to release that thing? Is it possible to breathe and let go of the feeling? Because I've noticed myself that I might feel some pain in my heart or some feeling in my solar plexus or something, right, for a certain amount of time. And then the next day, I'm like, I feel great, right? Because feelings come and go. So could you let it go, whether it's now or later? The answer most likely is going to be yes. The next question is, would you let it go? Would you let it go? This feeling, this sense of control or wanting approval, would you let it go? Would you like to let it go? And then the final question in this Sedona method is, when? When would you let it go? You can let it go next year, 5 years, let it go next month, this week, later on today, or now. And just let go of a little piece of it if you want. Does this make sense? So let's go through this again. So you notice the thing that you want to create, and then you notice whatever's coming up that's blocking it. Am I willing to welcome that into my experience? That negative feeling, that want for control. You can just take one part of it at a time. Can I welcome the desire for control? Could I let that go? would I let it go? When? And let's do it again. Keep in mind, this is done multiple times just to clear it out. Tune into what you want, and whatever's holding you back. Is it fear of failure? Is it wanting security, wanting approval, wanting control, wanting to be right? What is going on here? Can you welcome that into you, that resistance? Could you let it go? Would you let it go? When? And just keep letting go over and over again on these deeper things that are holding you back from what you want, because that stuff is blocking you from getting what you want. You want to get to a place, essentially, where when you hold in mind that which you desire, you feel very relaxed and calm and peaceful about it. Where it's like, oh, that would be nice, but I don't need it. I don't really care. And there isn't any of that negative beliefs and thoughts and feelings and energy behind it. And that happens just by letting go over and over again, as long as it takes. And this might take a few weeks, it might take months, right? But this is the real work that clears out all of these things that are holding you back. You know, there's a book called Release the Brakes. I actually did a course called Releasing the Brakes many years ago with a friend of mine. And the idea is that there's one foot on the gas and the other foot on the brake, right? I actually talked to a mechanic about this when I did that course many years ago. And I said, if you did put one foot on the brake and one foot on the gas, what would happen after a while? And he said, eventually the brakes would wear out and you would move forward, right? Actually. But we don't want to live like that, do we? Why not just have smooth sailing, have a smooth ride, right? So we just release the brakes, release the stuff. This is the deep work. And then you can just hold your vision and feel good about it. And then you just let it go because you don't need it. The whole point of these sessions ultimately is to feel the feeling, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So you hold in mind that which you desire, and then you assume the feeling that you would have if you had manifested what you want. And then you realize you already have what you want now because it's the feeling you want anyway. We all want the feeling. And then we just move on with our life. We just let go because we don't need anything, right? We can't get to that feeling if there's all this other feelings in the way. That's why we have to release. And then what you end up with is just the feeling of what you want, which is probably going to be something like deep peace, freedom, relaxation, contentment, and you can feel it now. And then because you're feeling that feeling, it's easy to take action, or it's easy to open up, or easy to receive beautiful things into your life. So let's go through this one last time so you really understand what it is. This is a lifelong practice, by the way. This is the secret. This is genuinely the secret to manifesting. That you figure out what you want, make sure it's something that's actually going to bring you joy, because if it doesn't bring you joy, then why would you want to have it, right? So make sure the things that you want to manifest are what you actually would love to have. Then you notice what is in the way of that. What are the negative feelings? What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs that are actually underneath that is causing stress, right? Because if you're not feeling ease and grace and feeling the outcome of what you want right away, there's some other stuff. Write down what it is so you know what it is. And then think, is it wanting control, wanting security, wanting approval. And you can just put W, C, W, A, W, S. And then you welcome that want for security or desire or control, whatever it is that you want. Welcome it in. And then, am I willing to let this go? And then you just let it go. Just a little bit of that want for control, whatever it is. Just a little bit. You don't have to let go the whole thing in one go. You just let go of a piece of it right now. And then you go back and do it again. Okay, here's this thing that I want. Here's all this stuff that's coming up. Can I just allow that in? Welcome it? Can I let it go? Would I let it go? All right. When am I going to release it? And just drop it. Just let it go. Let go of trying to control it. Let go of everything. And then do it again and do it again until you come to a feeling of peace and ease when you hold your vision in mind. And then once you have come to that place, then you can just assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and just feel the peace and the contentment and the freedom of that which you desire. And then you just let go, because you don't need anything anyway, right? And then it's going to come to you. And if it doesn't come to you, it doesn't make any difference, because you've already got what you want. So you already have attained everything right now. Because at the end of the day, what would you rather have? A bunch of stuff and feel miserable, or feel that you've attained everything now in your life? And then, because you already have everything you want internally, you get given stuff or things happen and you're like, well, this is great, but you don't really care. You don't really care because you don't need it. I've manifested so many things in my life only after I didn't care anymore and I already felt great. I feel great, I feel relaxed, everything's fine, I don't need it, everything's wonderful. And then, oh, that's kind of fun. Oh, that's great, right? But all that force, stress, I need, I want, resistance, complication. Do you know what I mean? It's just total disaster. That's what's stopping it coming. These secrets of success have been around a long time. There's a story of a king who had huge amounts of wealth and abundance, massive palaces and gardens and kingdoms and everything, right? Gold, just the best of the best, everything. And someone came to the king and said, how do you live in such wealth and abundance and also remain so relaxed about everything? And he said, well, I'll tell you in a minute. I can't talk to you now, but what I want to do is give you this spoon with this oil on it. And I want you to go and have a look at all of the beautiful paintings and all the gardens and everything. Have a full tour, but just don't let that oil fall off the spoon. So he's very excited and he goes on his way, but he's very careful that he doesn't spill the oil. So he walks around, but he's looking at the oil the whole time. And he comes back after this long tour. He's still got the oil on the spoon. And the king says, what did you think of my palace? Did you look at the paintings? What did you think about my gardens and the collections? And the man said, well, to be honest, I didn't really see any of it because I was looking at this oil on the spoon. And king said, all right, well, go and have another look then, and then come back. So he goes again, and this time he's looking around and he sees all these different paintings and the gardens and the beautiful experiences and the fountains and the peacocks and everything. And he comes back and the king says, what do you think? And he's like, oh, it's absolutely wonderful. It's so beautiful. I love this painting and this painting. And the king says, what about the oil? And he looks down and there's no oil on the spoon. And the king says, if you want to know the secret is to go around and see everything and not let the oil leave the spoon. Sending you lots of love, many, many blessings.